Uh, well, there we go. Good morning.
Good
How are
morning.
you? It is May 30th. It's Memorial Day weekend.
Mm.
And anyways, it's been a crazy week. So good morning. Well, I'm sorry. We wake up, we do our farm chores, we get our coffee going, and then boom. It's like we don't have mirrors. I think the only mirror in the whole house is on your side of the bed, isn't it?
Yeah, it's covered with about 3 inches of dust, so I really don't use it.
That's disgusting. And everybody is anyhow, we didn't use it this morning. So if you're just joining us for the very first time, I'm also going to apologize in advance. I do that every single time because you never know what's going to come out of our mouth. I am Amber.
I'm
And
Tim.
oh, I thought for sure he was going to say Leroy. Bradshaw, and we're two of the 5 family members of the Bradshaw family that moved from the city life in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, technically Pawleys Island, and I guess had his midlife crisis, and we all moved here off grid in the mountains of East Tennessee. So we created a group called My Homestead Life, the Friends and Family, and made it a private group. Started having coffee together every morning, and here we are. Boop. So Facebook, in their infinite wisdom and power and authority, quit letting me do lives. So we had to move them to YouTube. So if you're just like randomly finding these people on YouTube and it's us, there's the story. Anyways, this week, we've had quite an adventurous week. It's never boring here. I was actually talking to a producer for a TV show. If you don't know that they did film, we filmed the build of this house. Most of it anyways, not this half that we're sitting in. This is our bedroom. Kind of creepy, isn't it? Anyways, it's fine. It's perfectly fine. It's like being in Lucy and Ricky Ricardo's bedroom. Like they have the separate beds. I want to quit talking. Anyhow, we were just talking about the life of off-grid living or homesteading, and it is so different. I mean, we were never bored before in Polly's, right?
Well, no,
But it's a different
yeah,
now.
yeah,
Like we actually had moments in Polly's where we could have done stuff if we want to have that option because everything's living and you've got a lot more responsibility. That's all you got. I'm sorry, I can't even turn. I got a pinch in my neck.
I think the life and when we lived in the city, it was much faster, but here it's much slower. But we have more to do.
There we go.
If that makes any sense at all, because we've
hang on. I'm going to use y'all as my mirror for a second. See if I
we
can straighten this mess out. Okay, there.
we've acquired a lot of tasks here.
Well, just the living. Lyndon realized that her breakfast was burning on the fire, and I forgot that I started a fire and cooked her breakfast before the phone rang. And we only have a corded phone, so back in the day, you had to normally the phones were always in the kitchen. Ours was in the kitchen, and it was a corded phone, and you could only get anything done within that cord distance that it connected to the wall. If you want to, anyhow, I'm like, hey, dude, just a second. I said, I'm burning my daughter's breakfast on the fire. And I can't take the phone with me because it's corded, so just pause. And I got back on the phone, and he laughed because he hasn't heard the term corded phone in so long. I'm young. I mean, he had a daughter that's 19, so he has to be a little close to my age bracket. And at least in the young 40s, right? And yeah, so that just kind of dumbfounded him for a moment when I said corded phone and why I couldn't handle my life crisis while I was talking to him. Speaking of life crisis, 1 week today, week and a day, last Sunday, we were in a very different place than we are right now.
yeah, I was on the floor.
You gave Everybody is scared. And this kind of, I was talking to our group. If you're not familiar with it, it's Old Paths to New Homesteading. Um, in Facebook, and then we have My Homestead Life and Mighty Networks. And that's kind of where we've been transparent throughout this whole journey, and for a reason, because nobody was transparent with us. And I felt like so many people could have helped us just a little bit more had they been truthful or transparent. And not that, they owed us anything. They certainly didn't. Nobody owes us a darn thing, but it just would have been nice to be forthcoming so we wouldn't have so many failures. And so that's where we want to make a difference. I don't ever want to come across as a know-it-all, or we've got this down, or we tried it for the first time and hey, we fail daily and miserably, and often on our face chose to share what happened with us in our groups. And basically, last Saturday, let's go to start Saturday. You worked on the pool all day. You did a lot. You fixed the solar, you did the animals, you worked on the pool. And when I say pool, Timmy, if you don't know, he hand built us a pool last year because we couldn't find one for sale because of COVID. So then you did the pool, and then what? Hang on, Tammy's talking. Just a second. She said, "Good morning. I thought I was in, and turns out I wasn't." Oh, in the group. So glad you're doing better, Timmy.
Thank you.
So go ahead and talk about Saturday. That's what you remember. What else you did?
Another normal day of
Work,
chores, and
right?
It wasn't excessively hot, but I mean it was warm.
It was, and so then he came in, and I remember him being exhausted because I went to go talk to him. He was sitting in his chair, and he goes, "Just give me a minute, honey. I need a break." But he says that often, so I didn't think any different of it. Gavin came up for dinner. We watched a movie. We had popcorn, soda water, went to bed. And then about 4 o'clock, we won't go through all the details, but about 4 o'clock, Timmy said he was really dizzy and nauseous, and then got sick. And it just kind of went downhill from there. He got sick a lot, really quick, many times in a very short span. Long story short is the doctor seems to think it was a perfect storm of effects. He got a stomach bug from somewhere. We had gone out to eat 2 nights before, and I had taught a class, and we had gone to different public places that he picked up some type of bug. And he also had a touch of heat exhaustion, and he had a touch of dehydration, and then got sick repeatedly in a very short period of time. His blood pressure plummeted. It caused him to pass out, and then it just spiraled from there. So we ended up calling 911, and I was very thankful that the driver used to run these hills, like literally our property, when he was growing up, so he's familiar with it. The fire drive, and
yeah, and instantly they started giving me what?
And they gave the glucose water because his blood pressure was like 88 over 56, which was insanely low. And I got to the hospital. They gave him 2 bags of the glucose water, but then they tested his sugar. And I saw on his charts or my friend Virginia did, that his sugar was fairly high. But that could have been a sign of dehydration, could have been a sign of the IV. And long story short, they released him. The hospital was horrible and understaffed. I get it, but you're there to save lives. And Timmy couldn't even stand up on his own when they released him. We'll never go back there, but at that time we didn't have a choice. And thankfully, when the ambulance was taking Timmy off, I was in his work to help me. And I called Morgan at her apartment, which was 25 minutes away, to come home because we had all of the results of Timmy getting sick that had to be dealt with. We had Lyndon who had to be cared for, and we had all the livestock that had to be cared for. I mean, that's pigs, goats, chickens, turkeys, guineas, rabbits, bunny, I said rabbits, quail, ducks. Am I missing anything? Dogs, and including a puppy. So that's just a lot. And um, the world can't stop, when you're sick. I mean, we can't. Go ahead, talk.
You know, I guess, being in that situation, I guess we've learned a little bit. I mean,
Oh, I definitely know. I mean, I saw it. It's like, I'm not ready for this.
yeah,
I said, we're in a drought. We don't have any rainwater up here. We don't have any water, period. We had to get Gavin to help me haul water up here. And we're not ready for stroke or seizure, or I didn't know. My brain wasn't even thinking at that point in time. And it's not a good feeling. And then I'm like, I don't even know if EMS can make it here. It's just, I'm not prepared for that at all. And I should hit you right now. I'm not going to, because we got witnesses. Earlier that week, he got in a tiff with me. And poor little Lyndon, she's got to hear it, because the house is so small. And I guess I'm stressed because of the job and everything that I'm doing with the farmers market. Oh, yeah, and you got work to do. So you got animals. And when you have bills to pay, you still got to function. So earlier that week, though, he gave me that, you just wait till I'm gone and you're going
to. That was pretty crummy to say. You say things that, and I said it the wrong way. So yeah,
his point was how much he does. And we all know it, and we all thank him, and we all show him appreciation.
Well, no, I'm not trying to get a pat on the back or anything. I'm just, there's times when, you feel like you've worked all day, and it comes to the end of the day, and you don't see an end, and you're tired, and you're wondering. It's like, man, how long can you go on? So it gets to you sometimes. So I think that was trying to get a point across and using the wrong.
It was the ugly thing to say, and then it came true. So, I mean, he wasn't gone, but he was incapacitated, and you realize, you definitely realize what's so thankful for our community. And even though they're online, I mean, you guys calling and texting and messaging and praying, and at some points it was overwhelming because I just felt like I couldn't even focus, not alone reply to people. But on the other side, I just felt peace a lot of times, knowing that it was going to be okay. I could just get through this moment. Timmy was going to be okay, and it will all be better. At no time did I think this is permanent, and I don't know, whatever, this is it. So that was good. I mean, I didn't have fear, but I definitely had grave concerns. And, and then we had nothing but tests. But so 2 days after this, which I guess was Tuesday, I woke up and I was sick. I was burning up with a fever. I felt like I was going to toss my cookies. Then I took his anti-nausea medicine and had allergic reaction. And then but the fact that I felt sick made me feel good because I realized what he had, or part of what he had, was a virus. And he was giving it to the rest of us. And then Gavin got sick, and now Morgan's sick. So yeah, it's made its way. But as soon as I realized I was sick, I'm like, oh, okay. What he has isn't a disease. It's not it's something that he can overcome. So that made me feel good, even though I felt like crap. Unfortunately, I hear of Mama when she's not feeling good. It's just, ladies, unless you're one of them, but I've never met one of those unicorns. Guess what else we had to deal with? You don't know what you don't know. What's the lesson learned this week that we didn't know because no one shared with us, and I didn't know to look it up? All that hard work that you done.
Oh yeah, the putting all the males together right beside the females.
So apparently you can't put male rabbits together. Apparently they can castrate each other, which they didn't do this time, but they came darn near close to killing each other, which was so weird because when we put them together, I mean, they were doing the whole dominant thing, sniffing each other and trying to hump each other, and it was establishing their pecking order. But then they were fine. They were like, oh, look, they're sleeping together. I haven't checked on them the night before. Like, next morning, the morning that I was sick, Gavin's like, Mom, it's not good. And I'm like, what? I love hearing, especially when Timmy comes up, he goes, Amber, can I talk to you for a minute? Every time he says that from the animals, it's something bad. Always. Always. And I'm like, just shoot. Just tell me. Don't sit there and build it up. Just tell me. Just rip it off like a Band-Aid. So another rabbit are try connecting. Okay, we're going to wait for just a second. We're connected? Is it counting? It's counting. I think we're connected. Sorry, if you buffer, we go in and out. It's because we have satellite Wi-Fi, and I'm sorry. Remind me to contact that company today. That is one good thing that came out of all of this is one of the firefighters that came to help get Timmy in the ambulance works for a satellite internet company and said that it's available now in our area, and they're much better than what we have. So the silver lining, I reckon. But anyhow, and then our other one, Simba, which is our lion head, which was Lyndon's baby, that he had injuries to his eye. And then his part of his ear was missing all in one night. So like they had a WWF thing going on or something, but it was bad. Did I say the right thing? It's WWF, right?
Anyway, the rabbits are fine. Sterling, he's fine. His eyes are still in his head. So
and healing.
Yeah.
Did you put any colloidal silver on it this morning?
No, he's fine. He's eating and his eyes are open, and there's
two of them, both of them.
I think they I don't know. They grab a hold of each other. And they take their feet and just start scratching their rear. And
well, the ear thing was definitely a bite.
Yeah.
And someone told me, commented finally, so I shared that story too, because I'm like, I ain't no expert. We've been raising rabbits. We thought we were doing good. Timmy built this gorgeous like Shangri-La a rabbit colony, and everywhere so happy, and he felt so good. They finally out of a cage. And someone else said, okay, so there's several factors is you can put males together if they're far away from the females, or you got like a solid wall between, because being that close will cause them to fight, and it'll cause the females to be in perpetual heat. Okay, just learn that. Second is you can put males together if they're from the same litter. Okay, so we had 4 different litters. We had Sterling, who's always been by Simba in his cage, Simba, who's a totally different breed, and then Sterling's sons from one female and Sterling's sons from another. So we actually have 4 different lines there that were all in the same area together. The other thing is that be careful. Males can be so aggressive they can bite a kid's finger off. Did not know that. Attacking rabbits of the fingers. Yeah, that's all that dynamic, and a lesson learned.
Yeah, it's a lot on top of what I.
Oh, and they'll run ads off. It's amazing that rabbits, I guess that's why they have to breed the way they do, because they're so stinking vicious.
Mm-hmm.
Why God make something so fluffy and cute so mean? Makes you not sad to eat them.
Yeah, no.
Seriously.
Mm.
I mean, he probably still can't, but I don't mind a good old rabbit stew. So, we have one more test for Timmy this week. You're getting an echocardiogram
Yeah,
of his pumper.
I think the doctor that we're going to now, which I have a primary doctor here now, she's gonna make sure
His ticker's good.
Everything's working good from top to bottom. So, you know,
Love the choice of words.
Yeah, that's.
But I can't. I'm sorry, I can't get over that one. Yeah, when you hit a certain age, they like to check every body function that you have.
And I've gone a while without having checkups and seeing if
I don't have a lot of faith in modern medicine. Let's put it that way. But this joker over here doesn't seem to mind. It's his blood work came back all good, which was great. I mean, I know you were concerned about your sugar. We even went and got a glucose tester.
Yeah, obviously my sugar was high at first, and
because of the IV bags.
Yeah, I think I ended up getting 3 glucose bags, and
it spiked your sugar up, rightfully so, because you were dehydrated.
So they, got you plugged in to all this glucose, and then they pull your blood, and then they do a blood test.
I mean, that's all silver lining. There's all lessons to learn. I learned where my weaknesses are. Our preps are not ready. I asked Timmy, because of this, I've been begging him to change. Okay, let's go back. Rewind, South Carolina. God put us on a path to better living and cleaner living, not necessarily better like moving on up like the Jeffersons. I mean, like better living. I got old shows stuck in my head. That's all we get on our antenna. So y'all got to forgive me. I'm going to start referencing Love Boat here shortly too.
Well, as long as you remember.
No, I burn bagels on the grill evidently when I'm talking on the phone. So anyhow, we were doing really good. I mean, I had the organic farmers market. Our diets were clean. We were feeling good. Best shape of his life. We're just doing good. And then we moved here, and we didn't have a kitchen, and it was just easy to eat out all the time. And then enter sugar again. Sugar is destructive. It feeds your cancer cells. It makes you lethargic. It is what they say 8 times, 10 times more addictive than cocaine. It's in everything. It's even in your stinking crackers. So look at the labels, but I gained my weight back. Timmy's still skinny as a pole, but that's because he works so stinking hard. But he is a sugar addict. When they were questioning me, or I was getting questions about his sugar afterwards, they're like, Cadbury sends him endorsement check every week.
Man, I love Cadbury's.
Stand. He's got
anymore.
Stacks of it. That chocolate ain't in your little box?
No, I don't have any more.
Did you run out, or did you toss it?
No, they've been gone for months.
That is a lie. That's not months, because I got some out of there last month, because I know where his stash is. Anyhow, like 3 or 4 different types of cookies. He always has a brownie or a cake or something for dessert every night. He drinks soda. And so I begged him, and then he started back. So anyhow, I've been begging him to stop, because I have no willpower on my own. And long story short, I've been trying to stop. And I find it hard. Although I will say this, I've been doing good with the yeast products, even though I love them and my body craves them, because then when I went to the allergist, they told me I was allergic to yeast. So I've been doing good with that stuff, but happened with Timmy, and he didn't have any sugar for a couple of days because he couldn't. And then he didn't want to because he was scared that he had diabetes. And
only cut back on the sugar.
No, I'm like, what are your plans? What are your goals with that? Are you going to go back to healthy eating? All this?
Well, I mean, my energy level's still down, but I do feel better in the sense that I haven't taken in as much.
Well, have you eaten any desserts?
No.
Okay, well that's good.
No chocolate.
No cake.
Coconut sugar. I've had one or two cups of coffee
in a week.
In a week. So, you know, I think I'm on the right path. I just gotta stay on it.
That's okay. I ain't gonna buy it. I ain't gonna have it in the house no more. He used to sneak it, so it'd be in his truck and stuff. But I think when he would keep a closer eye on that. I don't want to micromanage that. He's a grown. I was gonna say he's a grown ass man.
Whatever makes me feel good, and you know, in the healthy living part, and keeps me working more.
Sugar doesn't do that.
No, I think I'm gonna, you know, stay on that route because I've got a lot that I want to do, and the sugar just, you know,
it spikes you up, but then it brings you down.
I'm good, you know, starting out in the day, and then by the end of the day, able to
right here. See the little white light?
Yeah,
worth it.
Overcome that.
Right here. Keep looking right there. The little light. No, this one. See the little white light? That one. There you go. Well, that's one. I mean, I think get closer to him and closer to the earth. And I mean, he created everything here for us. And it's not so we can not have the things that we love and enjoy. It's to just live a cleaner, healthier life. The rising cost of groceries and everything else, we're not going to be able to afford to do it anyways. We're going to have to start producing everything on our own. Not that we can afford it now. So I just think that this is a very important lesson. But one of the things that I started panicking about just a little bit was just looking around and everything that we don't have done. So when I shared what we were going through, even if it was just very briefly a moment with Timmy being down and my concerns through heart attacks or wrecks or their spouse just died, you know, not even being sick, just died. It was, we're connecting again. Hang on. Please wait while you. I wonder what the little green dots in the bottom mean. Is that reconnected? But anyhow, about everything that we have to do. Back. Tammy's is back. Well, we're gonna say goodbye because we keep losing connection. And we've got a busy week, and we'll touch more on everything later. I'll touch more on the farmers market and how that's going, because we just finished 4 weeks. We just finished our homeschool lessons. Lyndon's going to continue homeschooling through the because I feel like there's a lot more she needs to learn. And she's got her dance recital coming up this weekend. So we'll be with her so many practices and everything else. And also, we're teaching another workshop this coming Sunday on making your own, talking about making things. Grab that bottle of salad dressing in your fridge or what have you, and turn it around and look at the ingredients. And then look up, go online. Oh, booger, it says we're still connecting. And if this is, please wait. Look at the ingredients and go online and research every single one of those and ask yourself, why are you putting those things in your body? So we're going to be teaching that workshop on Sunday. And then what are you doing this week? Whatever you can feel up to. People are worried that I'm going to push you too hard.
No, I'm gonna be working on the pool, and I need to put brakes on my truck.
Am I going to push you too hard? I realized I didn't know that because I drink water all the time, y'all. I mean, I have this next to me everywhere I go, and I have to. And I don't have any saliva in my mouth, so I'm always having to drink water just so I can talk. Yes, I drink a lot of water because I talk a lot. I never paid attention that he hardly drinks any water. So having to remind him continuously is a bit of a pain, but to keep him alive and with me, I don't mind being a pain.
Yeah, I'm hoping to do
that caffeine. That I mean, there's things that dehydrate you. You got to drink water. Yeah. I mean, I know one time our doctor said, yeah, even soda count. Soda doesn't count. Soda doesn't count.
Yeah.
You can't push yourself so hard to exhaustion. You know, the things that we have to do and all of your prayers.
Thank you so much for all the prayers.
Oh man, too.
I'm getting back. It's better than before.
Yeah, man. Healthier, right?